Happy Tuesday, everybody, or as I like to call it, Marvel releasing cancellations across the board day. But I don't have an acronym for that, so we'll probably just call it Tuesday Junior. What is going on? Hope everybody's doing good. Nobody seemed to realize I didn't do a show last week, so I don't have to say I'm back, but we're back. Joined by none other than Mr. Edmonton Con. I was trying to hype it up, man. I'm so sorry, but Rocksteady's joining us. What's going on, man?
Not much. That went downhill real quick.
I didn't even know what I was trying to say there. I was just trying to hype it up, and
I think you called me Mr. Ed, and I think that's a horse. So, great start. Happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to be here. Yeah, dude, new comic book day. Spider-Verse, I mean, I hope everybody's seen it by now. I haven't. Transformers, I hope everyone's seen it. I have. Flash comes out this week, so that's crazy. It's probably the busiest month, I guess, for like us nerds, right? If you throw in Fast and the Furious, I got family. And the fact that we're getting Secret Invasion next week as well. And yeah, Rocksteady, I know you mentioned it in backstage, but yeah, my birthday is coming up. So, I mean, it's like crazy busy this month.
What movie are you going to see for your birthday party?
I don't know what I'm going to do for my birthday party. Actually, I should also mention, because I don't want to discriminate, Little Mermaid also, right? So that Disney movie nerdy stuff like that came out too. So it's been a busy.
Guardians is still pulling at the box office. Super Mario is still pulling.
Yeah, it's
like the theaters must be feeling a spike. But I know you went on a Monday morning at 7 a.m. or some shit.
Okay. You know what? I love doing those. I love doing those. When I got into the theater, I was like, "Oh, please let there not be anybody." My buddy's like, "What are you talking about?" And then I was like, "Oh, I do this thing for Instagram and YouTube," and he just starts laughing, and then I'm like, and then he starts doing his thing. But yeah, nobody. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. My grandfather and my grandmother instilled in me when I was young, if you're 5 minutes early, you're late. So I always tend to go early. That's just how it is. My wife hates it.
Newbie goes early. Good. All right. The entire world knows. That's the motto around the Newbie household.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, it was a good time. And we'll get into Transformers a little bit down the road. So yeah, we'll be talking Transformers because it has been a week and a half, 2 weeks. So enough's been said. I'm sure everybody knows the spoilers and things like that. And everybody on the panel, BC, who's missing in action today. And of course, you've seen it already. So we can discuss.
Yeah, I went last night at 9:20, local time here. And there was maybe 6 people in the theater.
Yeah, so we were probably in the same theater because you know what? So here's the thing. Our movie was for 4 o'clock yesterday, 4 p.m. yesterday. And we were there at 3:30. And that's what the theater looked like. But then as soon as the 4 o'clock, 3:57, 3:58 rolled in, it seemed like pretty much everybody was coming in. So yeah, that's a shame on them. But yeah, let's get the show going, man. I'm excited. Can't talk Spider-Verse because yours truly has not seen it yet. So
okay, what's the reason for that? Why you saw Transformers before Spider-Verse?
So my buddy who we went to go see Transformers with, he had already seen Spider-Verse, and I was like, "Oh, okay, then I won't bug you to go see it again." He's like, "Yeah, no, he's not a true comic nerd or Spider-Man fan. He just went to go see it with a few other buddies. So I didn't want to bore him to go see another one. So he wanted to see Transformers. I said, fuck it. I want to see that one too. Let's do it. So I don't know. I'll go see Spider-Verse probably later this week, maybe Wednesday or tomorrow. Yeah, maybe tomorrow night. We'll see. So yeah.
He's like, this guy's like, I'm gonna wait till I can go to Pacific Mall and buy the bootleg DVD. Somebody gets up in front of you.
Fuck. But you guys know the drill. Before we start every show, let's go see the chat. And I have been dropping in on a few channels, and sometimes I just listen from behind. Sometimes I say hey, and then just listen in behind. But there's a lot of channels that are starting to give out gold medals or saying that they don't give out gold medals and stuff like that. Swag. So let's start the show. Let's go. Blakk Crown Comics with the gold, keeping it in Canada. Good for you, sir. Mr. Dan Delacour.
Getting medals.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, what's up with that? Michael Baker's in the house with the bronze. What's going on? Swaggle House, 4th, still better than the Maple Leafs. Yes, I think the Maple Leafs finished 7th. So, oof.
He's a Sharks fan. Or is he even a sports? Like, does he even like? I know he golfs and stuff.
I mean, he's in LA. Yeah, I know he golfs. I know he's in LA. Hockey? No, I think he's a Kings fan, but I don't think he watches or anything. And any sports or hockey conversation we've had, he's always just bashing the Leafs, which I love. I love that. So it's one of my favorite qualities and traits of Swag. So keep it up.
Just taking shots.
I apologize. Hurt. Oh wait, no, he is a Sharks fan. I remember. Yes, he is a Sharks fan. He actually is. Cigarette pack, foil medal. What's going on, neighbor to the north? How you doing, man? He actually commented on the hockey cards that I found at a garage sale, and yes, that was a Daryl Sittler rookie card, Ken Dryden rookie card, Marcel Dion rookie card. So yeah, it was pretty good. The Master. Because I'm still a grasshopper, but Spine Ticks, what's going on, man? What's up, Sith Lordy? What's up, man? This guy just passed 7K subs on YouTube, and he's always answering my questions. I feel like I bug him more than I do anyone in Instagram world, so I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Rooting for you to get 10K before the summer. I hope to join you there. Maybe in like 2 years or a year. I don't know. We'll see. But I appreciate everything you do. Go check out Spine Ticks Saturday, 11 p.m. Eastern time, people. It's a fun time. Fun time. Wesley Comics is in here. I haven't seen it either. Been too busy. See, there you go. Wes, why don't we just wait till our drive to Terrificon and we could just stop one night. There we go. Done.
It'll be on Disney by then or whatever.
All right, perfect. You take the wheel.
I'm driving.
We'll watch. Yeah, exactly. Emp is in here. What's going on, Empire? How you doing, man? Pacino's in here. What's up? Hey, I do have to give some shout out to Pacino and Blakk Crown on Monday. Being Italian, if you guys follow soccer or football, you guys know that Uruguay, yours truly, beat Italy 1-0 in the FIFA World Under 20. They gave me my flowers, so much respect. It was a good game, and I'm glad we're all still friends and following each other and watching each other's content. But what's going on, man? Hey, Newbie, do you want to come on and do a Spider-Verse review? Oh, shit, now I got to go watch the movie. Yeah, maybe. When?
I think he's just giving you shit because you haven't seen it.
Yeah. I know. I was gonna say, didn't he do it with BC? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we could do a Transformers one or like a Fast X one, Fast 10 one. Yeah, that sounds about right. Mr. Just Cruised in the house. What's going on, man? I appreciate you not blowing up my phone because Miami Heat lost last night. It was a crushing defeat. RP's in here. Nowhere Bound. So yeah, we got a few people. So let's get it going, man. I'm excited. Rocksteady. Oh my God, are you fucking fuck, man? All right, listen, we are about punctuality and respect, but people in Quebec have absolutely zero respect for time, punctuality, anything. Bro, man. What's going on?
Did you think I was gonna let you guys party without me? Get serious. Punctuality.
Well, welcome, man. Happy new comic book day to you, sir. How's it going?
Good, man. Running late. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry, man. Don't be sorry.
Life gets in the way. But I'm happy I'm here, man. Happy I'm here. I heard you watched Transformers. You went to what? The kids showing at 11 a.m. or something? Yeah, that's why we're here on a Monday.
First of all, it was a 2. Was it? No, it was a Monday. Yeah, Monday 4 o'clock. It was 4 o'clock. So. Hey, it is what it is, man. There was enough people there. It was okay. I just like to get there early. Like I said, if you're 5 minutes early, you're late. That's how I've always,
very true,
done my stuff. So
very true.
All right. Well, now that we got, Anything else you want to do? Last minute. Now you have your own channel and you're a celebrity and you're doing all these shows. I mean, you just come whenever you want. So
we basically just did the introduction for him. That's what the lead up was. 1-minute introduction.
That's true. All right, well, let's get the show going, man. And actually, it's perfect timing because I was trying to think about what I was gonna say, because people that have been following us might see something different, maybe a little different setup. And I do want to give your flowers because I do like to give people their credit. I do want to give people their flowers and everything when they do hard work and stuff like that. You have a busy life, you have a busy household just like anybody else, and you had time to do our slides because yours truly forgot to email them to himself from his work computer. So I do appreciate you for the creativity. I do appreciate you for taking the time, because that's what people always forget about is the time, right? So Rocksteady, yeah. Shut up. Rocksteady, you got me saying Rocksteady now, but BC, thank you so much, man, for taking care of tonight's show, dude. I gotta admit, I'm not Italian, but it's good. It looks good. So I appreciate you, man. So show 130. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever in the Newbieverse history, we've been, Newbieverse has been around since 2020. Dynamite Pick of the Week was not chosen by yours truly.
Oh, snap. I thought
we
were going to say this.
Hey, you got to take the rise with the fall. That's how it works, man. If you're the captain of the ship, you got to sink with it too. So,
okay.
As much as you made this look sexy, this is your Dynamite Pick of the Week, man. So let's get it going. Show 132.
130.
Comic or 130. Why did I say 132? Jesus.
Show it just progressively gets like a bigger number throughout the show. Thanks for coming.
That's right, baby.
At the end of the show, I'll just be like, hey, thanks for joining us on show 137, but and hey, BC, future co-host of the Comic-Con podcast,
That's right. Nah.
When you guys get famous on that podcast, I'll be like Homer Simpson in the Beyond the Glory, where he's like spraying the studio. That's what I'll be. Yeah. I'll be like, guys, do you guys need me to wipe the studio or anything?
But hold on, before we move forward, you got to let the people know why I came up so clutch so fast to put together this show, because Newbie had other suggestions. He said, guys, it's either we cancel the show or we have some like Pokemon battle or something he was saying on the show live. I'm like,
He's not lying.
Let me do what I got to do.
That was Greg. What
are we talking about?
I said we could do it like a Transformers show. That's what I said. That was where my heart was going. And I was expecting Justin to show up and kind of give me shit for it, because when I gave him my review, and mind you, we have the similar reviews, but he kind of gave me some shit because something in the movie that I didn't like is actually from like the show, that like the original show. So but we'll talk about that at the end, don't worry. All right, let's get it going. New comic book day, Dynamite Pick of the Week. Now, DC, why did you pick the Dynamite Pick of the Week, Betty Page #1?
Tatas. It's really just the tatas.
Okay.
And it's a #1, and Newbie loves #1s. He goes for #1s. Maybe a first appearance here.
I like the beach. The beach scene behind there is pretty good too, so that's good.
It's beautiful, and obviously it's being written by my Italian fella Mirka. So,
and I'm sure Elisa Ferrari has something to do with Italian as well. So.
Maybe, who knows? But realistically, no. There's no reason, just tatas.
Yeah. Well, hey, this is your Dynamite Pick of the Week, so hopefully, let us know in the comments or on our live chat here how BC did for his first Dynamite Pick of the Week. All right, let's get it going, man. First up, we probably got the cover of the week. Black Panther #1. We do have a first appearance. I'm going to take a crack at how to pronounce it. Bisa?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Dope. Greg's shaking his head, but let's be honest, with grammar, punctuation, I'm not your guy, right? Great cover. This is going to be a hard 9.8, but let's be real. There's going to be some 9.8s. How many did you guys grab? Did you guys get any? I got one, just covered by, I don't know. I'm not. Here's the thing. I got asked about this one, and people were like, "Oh, what do you think?" Like, people were having some. What's that other cover? It'll come to me.
For me, it's the Garson.
Yes.
Yeah.
The collage one. I like it. I like that one.
Yeah.
Guess which one is my favorite? There's a Scotty.
Oh, Scotty Young. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm surprised by that anymore. It's always Scotty with you. Yeah. Did you guys grab this? Stack it? What did you guys do?
I grabbed the Scotty, obviously. I think that's it. It's a tough 9.8. It's really hard for me with the black covers, because if I'm not going to get it graded immediately, you run that risk of it just hanging in your box, right?
Yep.
So I wasn't going to get it graded immediately. So yeah, I kind of stayed clear. I'm buying light right now too, though.
Okay. BC?
Yeah, I went with the Raza right here. I went with the Garson, and I went with the Scotty Young. Those were straight cover grabs, not to knock the first appearance, but guys, let's look at Tosin. And now here we are with this in Black Panther. I don't think it's going to be a big first appearance that's going to stick. We'll see. But I just totally grabbed it for the covers.
They're certainly building a universe, though, like a new Black Panther universe, because they've come out with Onoma Nome or whatever her name is, then Tosin. Yep. Then what was that other character? His girlfriend or something?
Keem
or whatever.
Yeah,
you're right. And then this, and then they kind of pulled back on some other characters like Gentle and stuff like that. So it's interesting. But if you look at the previous universe with like Okoye and those other ones, like they did have a little bit of their time in the shine, but they aren't hanging out there. Like they aren't growing.
Yeah, I don't know where the first appearance will land. I don't know. You know, for me, it was just a straight cover buy. I had sold 2 books. I was like, you know what? I'll go for it. I haven't really been going after the cover buys lately, but, you know, I'm a little biased when it comes to like the all white, the all red, the all black covers. Black Panther, arguably my top 5 all time. So for me, it was just an easy decision to make, but I only grabbed 1 copy. Hopefully it's a 9.8, but I doubt it. And I'm not going to be grading it anytime soon. I don't think I'm sending a CGC order for a bit. So we'll see.
I actually just got 1 book back from CGC. I'm excited.
One book.
Just one book. It's for the PC.
Oh, do you have it on you? Like, do you want to show it off or?
No, I don't. But I'm picking it up tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Dope.
Yeah, but I understand why though. Like the whole process for CGC was taking quite some time here for us, but now it's actually sped up, man. I submitted at, I would say, mid-May, and it came back over the weekend.
That's pretty good. That's actually pretty fast.
Yeah. I'm grading more now than I ever have, just because of those times and no wait. So anything that I ever wanted to grade, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to wait 6 months or whatever. I'm probably sending 10 every other month or so right now.
Yeah,
I want to start sending my magazines because I got those Sports Illustrated with the NBA draft coming up. I mean, mine aren't 9.8s or 9.6s, but you know, somebody might take a dab at it.
Yeah, like even a 9.4 was going for like 200 US.
Yeah,
so I think any of those are hot.
I'll see where that goes. All right, let's get on to the next one. And BC's probably got more information on this one because I'm not following it. But we got Extreme Venomverse number 3. We got the first appearance and cover of Madam Venom. First appearance of the Black Fang. I'm not on this run at all. I'm not into it. I remember I was hating on the first one that came out because they were copywriting the Power Ranger Venom looking guy. So I said, no, thank you. But there has been a few, characters obviously popping in this universe. So Rocksteady, we'll start with you, man.
I like the OG symbiotes, but they're just doing so many of them. It's hard to chase everything symbiote. I get if you're a Venom person, you're gonna add this one. I haven't been blown away since Kate's Venoms obviously started good and didn't finish as strong. But that's kind of the last time I was really interested in new Venom stuff. I just think the symbiote is getting overplayed right now.
Well, I hate to break it to you. There's going to be even more coming. But yeah, man, kind of kind of like the Spider-Verse, the Venomverse is taking off. We're getting quite a few characters. I actually am enjoying the Venomverse read. But yeah, I look, I'll be honest, I saw these first appearances, the Black Fang one. Yeah, I don't think this is one that's gonna stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love the design for Madam Venom. I think it's real cool. So it's neat. It's neat. And like I said, read wise, it's actually fun.
So the character, so is she wearing like, is that the symbiote like hair, or is it supposed to be
It's
kind
like
of
the bride. She's wearing a wedding dress.
Yeah, okay. All right. I was gonna say I was just trying to make out where the symbiote stopped and what she was actually wearing or anything like that. But okay. Hey, first cover, first appearance, you can't go wrong, especially when it comes to Venom. But again, from day one when number 1 came out, I was kind of like off of it. I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole, so I'm okay. I'm getting into baseball cards instead, guys. Come on.
Yeah. You know what's cool though with the not just the Venomverse, but a good chunk of books related, I guess you could say, to Venom. There's those other variants that Stegman's putting out. I think those are pretty cool.
Let's check it out.
No,
yeah, honestly, man, like for me, the top 3 characters for me is Iron Man, Silver Surfer, Iron Man, Silver Surfer, Venom. Always have been, but like outside of like when he originally first came and stuff like that, like some of the stuff that we've had recently, like I'm just not interested in it. I don't know.
Yeah, but just giving you a heads up, like issue 4, which just passed FOC, has a manga version of Venom, and there's actually a Venomized Jeff the Shark in issue 5. So,
oh shit! Okay.
But so Jeff the Shark has been Venomized before.
No, I know, but like now you're gonna see.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting Venomized, man. Why don't we just focus on the symbiotes that we have already? We have them established. Like, give me more Scream. I know she had a solo series, I think, in the fall and stuff like that. But like, come on, man, just build what we have. We're trying to bring in so many. I don't know. I think that's what kills it for me, man. I really do. I think that's what kills it for me. Every week or every month, it seems like we got a new symbiote or somebody is a Venom. You go to a toy store and it's like Venomize this, Venomize that, Carnagize this. It's like,
dude,
come on.
I was a sucker for the Venomized Funko Pops when they
came out. Made everybody.
Yeah,
it was cool.
All right. This one was slated to come out a few different times. Some people actually had it on FOC shows and it was incorrect. But we have Marvel Voices Pride number 1. So we got first appearance and a cover again of Nightshade. And we also got the first appearance of Muzzle, which ironically is a symbiote.
There you
go. So $4.99. I've kind of stayed away from a lot of these Marvel Voices. Just never really my thing. These 2 first appearances and the cover doesn't really do anything for me. That's pretty much it for me, man. I'm staying away from this one. If it's on the shelf, it's on the shelf. If I can make $20 tomorrow and somebody messages me about it, great. But if not, this one's staying on the shelf and away from Newbie's wallet. Greg, what are your thoughts, man?
So the Voices series, I think, flies under the radar a little bit. The first ones were $9.99 and nobody was really buying them. So I think those are the ones to grab.
I just want to correct. I think that's the wrong Thummy Under, so blame the guy who did this. But it's actually $9.99, so that's incorrect. It's not $4.99. It is $9.99.
It is $9.99. Okay.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah, they've been rolling out at $9.99, so and there's no incentives, right? So there's no reason for shops to be ordering 10. So a lot of shops are ordering like 5 max, right? And I wonder if we're going to look back at this because they're introducing new characters in just about every issue. It kind of has like a Spider-Verse feel where it's like you get all these new, and if one of them sticks, then there's some potential there because it'll be lower ordered. It's just picking which one does stick, right?
Yeah. I don't know, man. This to be honest with you, the character reminds me a lot of Monica Rambeau, the design. So pretty neat. Yes, this is the first cover and first appearance. So I'm looking forward to reading about it. I haven't read it yet, but yeah, man, we'll see how this plays out. As for Muzzle, the whole symbiote character, again, another symbiote. I know how you feel, but I'm looking forward to it.
This variant will be hard to find in the Nightshade lands.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Greg. A lot of these characters are introduced, and for $9.99, I mean, we've been on this show many times when a lot of those first appearances come out, and our first reaction is $9.99. I'm not paying $11 for a book that maybe So for those same reasons, I'm probably going to be out. And it actually was funny because the whole price thing there, BC, I actually had to look to see if it was $4.99 because like usually these are $9.99. So
it is.
Yeah, I wasn't throwing shade at you at all, dude.
No, correction.
Yes,
Throwing nightshade.
Always. Yeah, I'm throwing nightshade. All right. Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
So
man.
Spider Boy,
My boy,
was not in Across the Spider-Verse 2, or at least not yet. But obviously, Spider-Boy or Spider-Man 7 first print, probably the biggest book of the year, even though we're in June, right? Can you think of one other book this year that would probably surpass that one?
Look, it depends how you want to look at this, because if you're talking, recent books that came out this year at cover price to probably fetch best coin, yes, it's up there, but also spec wise, long term, I think this is probably the winner so far this year. But there are other books. Let's say if we're gonna start looking at 1 in 25s, 1 in 100s.
Yeah.
But as for cover price, those $3.99 books, I think it is book of the year character so far of the year.
Now it's kind of been hovering pretty steady, like I think with Tosin we saw like that big spike, then it came down and you could get like A, B's, and C's pretty cheap. And now it's kind of leveled off. Like this like went up and then just leveled.
Yeah, but realistically, that also plays into factor on how Marvel, Dan Slott, everyone's playing this very well, and the story as it's starting to unfold is still gaining that interest. People see a lot of potential here. Like we had said back when we first saw Spider-Boy make his appearances, he's got the possibility of being Spider-Man's version of Robin, right? So now as we're seeing for Spider-Man issue 9, it looks like, he's taking on that sidekick mantle when it comes to Spider-Man. So all depends on how this gets written out, man. So it's definitely got a lot of potential. I think if it's properly written, and I think it will be, this sticks.
Yeah, I just don't think that the second appearances are where, like, how hot they were, like, say, in the past, like, say, 1920. But then again, when it comes to statistics, and, if Swag's still in here, he's probably going to, like, hate me for this, but, like, you almost have to throw statistics out from like 2020 to 2022 because like people were just throwing stupid money at any book, right? And people still to this day have the same books that when we first opened from COVID, and they're still asking the same prices of 2020, and then they're wondering why they can't sell books, right? People are just in that, 2020 is never going to die. It's like that typical hippie in the 80s, like the 70s are never going to die, man. It's like, okay, just stay over there, okay?
Like the guy holding on to the Joker Kings, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think the play would have been what just passed on FOC, Spider-Man 7 third print. Second appearances don't really do much. Just speaking on, for me, having till spends 40. I mean, if you have it, it's a great book. It's an alternative. But I mean, with a modern character like this, like, look, I get everybody has different finances and definition of Grail, right? But like, I think it's like 200 Canadian shipped. You can get no, you can get Spider-Man 7 in a 9.8, right? So like, why wouldn't you just do that instead of like stacking up like all these second appearances? That's just kind of my view on it, right? Like, I heard somebody at the shop say they were going to stack this one. And the first print they were.
So hold on. Lefteros actually brings up a good point, because there was that little time where people were saying, "Nah, this is going to be the first full appearance." I don't know if you remember that shortly after issue 7, but no, it's clear as day. Issue 7 is the first appearance. Now, One thing I do want to mention, and I don't know if you guys follow Dan Sloth on Twitter. He put out this post 2 days ago and said Spider-Man 7 sold out, went to second printing. Spider-Man 8 sold out, went to second printing. Spider-Man 7 second print sold out, went to third printing. Spider-Man 9 sold out, is going to second printing. So just saying, it wouldn't hurt to order issue 10. So clearly,
But for what? What? So you're? I don't know.
Do we have the origin yet?
No, Spider-Verse 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's right.
So that one would probably be the other or the second, I think, book after Spider-Man 7. Because I prefer Origins over second appearances.
I agree with you. I think that's a more important play.
Right. So you sound like everybody in my life, Greg.
As soon as you agree with them.
All right, we got another Venom, but we got Venom Lethal Protector 2, number 4, and we got the cameo of Dr. Doom with the Venom symbiote. So we just finished talking about how they did it with Funkos. They'll probably start doing them with Pogs, Crazy Bones, Marbles. Now we're just doing it with every character. So this time it's Dr. Doom's turn with the symbiote. This is a straight pass for me. I could care less. I didn't pick up issue 1. Not going to start at issue 4. This isn't Something Is Killing the Children. So I'm going to pass.
I think so. It says like he's battling Silver Sable, and then Dr. Doom shows up. Like that's a bit of a different challenge, in my opinion. It like escalated pretty quick. And Dr. Doom Venomized is the one I remember the most from the Funko Pops. That one.
I got that one, baby. I got it. I love it. I'm positive Lefteros has like 9 of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be lower ordered than some other ones. And if you're a Dr. Doom fan and a Venom fan, which I think most people are our age, I don't think it's a bad play. Don't expect it to be worth a lot of money or anything like that, but I think it could be a fun read.
For the sake of seeing the cameo of Dr. Doom with the Venom symbiote, yes, I'm excited, but no, look, realistically, the Venom Lethal Protector stuff has been pretty cool. I mean, the first run of it was all right. I'm enjoying this one as well. But now that Doom's entering the chat, if you know what I mean, I think this is gonna definitely escalate. So I'm solely for the read here.
Yeah, I could totally care less about
stop it.
All of this, man. Like it is just symbiote this, symbiote that. Forget it. All right, this one is kind of interesting. Video game. So if you're a video gamer, this is a good one. I asked a few video game people and they were like, what? So I talked to Nemesis Prime, I talked to Greg, I talked to UBC, and we were kind of like, and I know Lefteros, I always butcher the name, so I apologize, man, but Lefteros, I know he had put it on his thing, and don't think I don't watch what you do, because you do a lot of good stuff and you post your information, and I know a lot of people are starting to use your stuff, so good for you, man. But yeah, you had it as well. Dead by Daylight #1 by Titan Comics. I've never played the video game. I probably will never play the video game, but I think all 3 of us here can agree, because we've had the conversation, we've heard different influencers talk about it. The video games is starting to take shape, right? Super Mario Brothers was a success, the movie, so a lot of people are going after certain video game stuff. I don't know. I got a copy today, so I'm kind of going down that rabbit hole. It could be something, could be nothing, but I've spent $4.99 in worse places. So, rock today. What are your thoughts on this? Because I know I actually brought this up, and I think I was the first to kind of give you wind of it. So what are your thoughts now in the aftermath?
I think my response was like, is it a good game or something like that?
It is.
Like, I have no clue, right?
I don't know. It's phenomenal.
It's that good, hey?
Yeah,
Like,
I
is
really
it
like
something
it.
that could be developed at some point, do you think?
I look, I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, we've seen video games within such genres like Resident Evil get, brought to the big
Last
screen
of
and so
Us.
forth. Yeah, exactly. Last of Us,
Yeah.
now Dead by Daylight with that whole horror theme and stuff like that. I think it would be a great thing to bring
People
to.
love horror.
Yeah,
So
no.
so BC, before, I don't mean to cut you off. Like, so from my understanding, this is kind of like a purge style too. No?
Not entirely. But I'll get to all of this. The game dropped several years ago, man. I would say what, maybe 2017, 16, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And yeah, like now to see this coming into a comic, which I'm super pumped about, we're getting the prequel to the game. So now we're gonna see more story, which I'm assuming is going to tie to the game. So I think that's neat. As a video game comic collector, like Newbie was saying, I think this is a great pickup. Lefteros just said it. There's many books that have been dropping, like RuneScape, man, on Free Comic Book Day. You saw a lot of
Yep.
people were seeking that one out. And if you are a video game comic collector, I think this is a great pickup. Now we're starting to see video game books like Gears of War pop off. You know what I mean? So
Don't forget the Street Fighter 2 on New Comic Book Day. A lot of people are going after
yes,
that one
there
'cause
there was first appearances in there.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That one sold out at where, like, all my shops. That was the first book that they sold out, and they all told me they're like, that's the first one that went.
yeah.
So,
I think like you mentioned that it came out so much later than the game, that it's not just something to try to help sell the game or promote the game. It
Yeah,
clearly
exactly.
shows there's a following. It shows there's interest, and I think that's a good thing. Secondly, like you get something inside. I don't know if it's a skin or what you get with the code, the digital code in it. So I think there'll be people out there trying to get the digital code. What's nice about what they did with the digital code is it's on the back of the comic.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to look inside. You have to take it out of the bag and board,
Yeah.
like say Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, where they had like the digital copy code inside that could be scratched off or whatever. So
Now-
like not knowing much about the game, it actually sounds like a smart play. I can't imagine a ton of people pre-ordered it either.
Yeah.
so,
and there's
so you took
more-
my advice and you're calling it a smart play.
Yeah.
So,
But there's more stuff being added.
it's
Stop
so
it.
bad.
Stop it. I know my birthday's coming up, but stop it. Come on. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta ask you guys a question, and maybe BC, you're better to ask, or you know, a few people, because I know Empire gets his books early. I know a few people get their books early and stuff like that. Is this book coming in a poly bag?
Polybag, I'm not too sure. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's a polybag.
Because I've seen somebody post it, and it's in a poly bag.
Well,
So that's why it was 2 copies, 2 poly bags. So that's why I'm asking.
okay.
I don't know what to expect if I go to my shop. So.
Given there's a digital code, I think that makes perfect sense because they don't want people just walking into shops redeeming codes or taking photos and so forth. But yeah, man. There's multiple covers of this. The Ivan Tao, this one right here is gorgeous, but there's some other ones that are absolute bangers too. I don't know if you saw the game cover, very nice with that one character, and there's the fire in the background. But there, Dead by Daylight's still doing stuff as well when it comes to the game. Like I don't know the exact details to the news, but I know that recently they said that like Nicolas Cage is going to be in this game. I don't know if this is a DLC or an addition or so forth, but kind of like Fortnite, right? It's been going on for so many years. There's downloadable skins and so forth, right? So,
all right. Well, I'm glad I picked it up. I'm glad that we were able to all get a copy then, because I think it's probably going to be something that makes the top 10 list in the aftermath. I could definitely see this one being kind of something that people chase, come Wednesday afternoon, Thursday into Friday. I
don't think shops order too many though.
No, exactly.
Yeah, too, right?
I might have to call my shop and get that second copy because my shop only had 2 copies. So yeah. And also, you guys know Around the Horn? You know the game Around the Horn?
Yes, sir.
That's one of my favorites, and I love that show. As since Tony Reale got that show after he was like the apprentice on Pardon the Interruption. The points. I always feel like I'm giving you guys points But I never have it. So, but maybe that's something that we can incorporate, where like the person at the end gets like 5 minutes to talk about whatever they want or something.
We are kind of working on something within the same style. So
yeah, we are. There's a downable skin for Fortnite inside the Comic-Con podcast exclusive cover.
No way, I have it here, man. Don't lie to me. I'll start playing Fortnite just for this.
Yeah, I've never played Fortnite. Also, where I was going with the points was none of you mentioned that there was a redhead on the cover. So,
well, it's pink, so
tomato.
No.
All right.
Oh, baby.
Get your flowers ready, BC. I'll give you all the praise you want for this one. You actually literally, depending on where you are, basically called this one. So we were on the show on the airwaves, and you had called it. You had said that, hey, don't be surprised if Transformers, don't be surprised if G.I. Joe. And, as we got closer, I think Sunday night into Monday morning, it was pretty much official. So Void Rivals #1. Take it away, sir.
Yeah, no. Look, first off, I'm really excited to see the shared universe, man, because you got Duke coming in. There's just so much happening now, like that we know officially when it comes to Hasbro characters, Transformers, G.I. Joe, all hopping into this. I think this is gonna be awesome. Now the 1 in 100, when I did my show on Sunday, just beforehand, I was checking the eBay sales,
right?
And there was only one listing of the 1 in 100, and that one person spoiled the cover, right? They had it up at $664 Canadian. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. And then immediately I saw a ton of copies getting dropped on eBay, and people were buying them up at like 300, 330, 250 Canadian, in like the sales started. So clearly on this one, the 1 in 100 is gonna be the money book this week. But for the sake of read, man, look, cover A's and all those cover price ones, you're going to see them stacked because so many shops are trying to get that 1 in 100, right? So this on FOC surpassed 100,000 copies. I think the final number was 106,000 copies ordered off FOC. So just to give you an idea of how many of the regular covers are going to be out there. So I wouldn't go too crazy and be like, oh, I'm going to stock up on all these cover A's, because I could assure you there's going to be a ton of them. And I could only imagine what the census is going to be in a couple weeks from now, if people are going to go crazy and start slabbing them. So maybe start looking at the ratios. 1 in 10 might even be a better play than the cover price. So,
yep. Greg, did you pick this one up?
Yeah, I grabbed 3, I think. Just cover A's. I really like the 1 in 100. I kind of like the speculation behind it too, and was kind of hoping to find one cheap, but it never really settled around the $100 mark, which I was hoping for. I think a lot of people have covered this, and we know kind of who shows up. So what are we calling this? Is this the Hasbro universe, or is this like the Image universe?
Sorry, what did you say?
Like, what's the universe called? Like, we have the Marvel universe, we have the DC universe. Is this like Hasbro because it's like Transformers and Ninja Turtles, or is it going to be like the Image universe? Like, are we going to see like Invincible kind of thing show up? Like, how far do you think this spreads?
I don't look. Kirkham's done other series as well, right? So there's Die. There's
Super Dinosaur.
What's this fucking called? The
Firepower.
Yeah, exactly. So there's I mean, obviously possibility with that, but I don't know if I would bank on it just yet, because like Firepower is still one of those books that like we haven't even seen a release on that book in quite some time, right? So I think
it ran for a while though.
Yeah, it's also been MIA for a little bit now. Yeah. I think right now the main focus is definitely going to be G.I. Joe Transformers, because we saw there's also issue 1s of like Cobra Commander coming out. I think within the month of November or December, somewhere around there, or January in 2024. We have Transformers 1 dropping later this year. So I think that's going to be a main focus. if we see the expansion with Invincibles and so forth, I wouldn't rule it out. I think in time, yeah. But for now, that would probably be the main focus, and then we get that. There's actually a name for the universe. I'm just trying to find
Energon.
Energon, I think.
Yeah,
you said?
exactly.
Okay,
That's what they're going with.
Okay.
So.
Shout out to Lefteros for that one. All right. Let's get into some comic news. Now, it's actually funny and ironic. Everything worked out. But, like I stated at the start of the show, this is basically, I don't know if you want to call it, Tuesday, New Comic Book Day Eve, or delayed movie day. Because if you haven't already heard, Disney has changed the release dates of upcoming MCU movies. Now, which ones, Noob? Well, Deadpool 3, May 3rd, 2024. The original release date was November 8th, so we get it moved up. Captain America, Brave New World. So that was originally July 26th, 2024. Now we're getting it moved up, May 3rd. And we've got the Thunderbolts, December 20th, 2024. Now that's going to be the new date. Originally, it was supposed to be July 26th, so it's gone the other way. Blade was February 14th, 2025. The original release date was September 6th this year. But, obviously, by the time we get Blade, I was joking with Nemesis Prime today. It's probably going to be Blade 2099 by the time that one seems to be done. Fantastic Four's got a new release date of May 2nd, 2025, putting it a year behind from when it was originally announced. The original date, 3 months behind. The original release date was February 14th, Valentine's Day. So now I got to get new Valentine's Day plans. And finally, I feel like I've got to see a Marvel movie on Valentine's Day a few times because Deadpool's come out on Valentine's Day. Black Panther, I think, came out on Valentine's Day. So there's been a few. And then, of course, the Kang Dynasty, what we're all building up for, May 1st, 2026. The original date was supposed to be May 2nd, 2025. So we're getting that a year later. And then, finishing it off, the second part, Avengers Secret Wars, May 7th, 2027 is the new date. The original date was May 1st, 2026. So, guys, this isn't something that they just kind of woke up today and they were like, hey, we got to move this one project. Like, this is, hey, we got to move 6 to 7 projects here, and some of them are a year later.
But that's to do with like the writers' strikes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So from my understanding, reading what's going on with the Deadpool one, because that one is kind of like half or I think 3/4 finished written or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how Hollywood works. So if Swag's in here, if Vancouver's in here, maybe they could chime in. But like apparently whatever's written, they can't like that's it. Like, they can't improvise or they can't do certain things, so they're stuck with it. If a script hasn't been written or approved, then they can't do shit. If it already has been approved and written and all that, then they can go ahead with it. But there's literally no improv, which means, if the line says hit, Greg on the head and you're supposed to be like, ow, but then I hit you and then you fall through the roof or fall through the floor, and that's funny. We can't add that into the script. Like the script has to stay the same until the end, right? So I don't know. I would assume that that's the easy answer, but kind of a big blow today, waking up to kind of getting this, I mean, because we're used to this stuff by now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why, like and I get why. I don't want to say I don't get why, but like, when they do these big things at like San Diego Comic-Con and all these cons and they're like, hey, this movie's coming out, like I hate when they give a release date because it's never really accurate. It's like 3 months later, 5 months later, 6 months later. Now we're getting some stuff that's like a year.
Just gotta let us know what order they're gonna come in.
Exactly. Like that's way better than just saying like, hey, it's gonna be this day. Just tell me the order. That's what I like.
From what I've read online, it's mostly like production delays as well. Like for Marvel, with that, there's the Thunderbolts and obviously Blade, like you were talking about. with those types of delays, maybe there's things that also impact there, but definitely the writer strike has a big impact. It's not just Marvel. Disney did a complete reshuffling. Like there's Star Wars titles that got impacted. There's like Disney titles, Moana. Like there's a ton of stuff where Disney had to shuffle. So
I didn't even add the Avatar ones too. Avatar, the 3 movies, they got pushed back like 6 to 8 months themselves, right?
So. Exactly. So these big delays, clearly, there's what's going on with the writer strike plus production delays and so forth. Now, I think Marvel might be a little more happy with some of these delays, especially what's going on lately with some of their actors. You have Majors and the guy who played Namor, who are clearly in hot water.
What's his name?
Don't ask me to say his name, bro.
Oh, okay. Newbie's the only one that can pronounce names. Okay, no.
Hey, listen, if I'm incapable, I'll dodge that bullet and just not say it. But yeah, man. So just to give you an idea, there's many things where I'm sure it played factor, but Marvel probably is gonna take a little advantage of that situation. I think the one that bothers me most is that Kang Dynasty being pushed a full year. Like that sucks. It's a whole year.
Yeah, but it could also be delayed even more depending on how long the strike goes and how production goes. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just going to be interesting to see. The one that I'm kind of disappointed in, because it seemed like we were finally getting some traction, is Fantastic Four, right? The last 2-3 weeks, there's been a lot of heat on possible casting, who they got, things like that. I was excited. Because if you don't know, Fantastic Four is like one of my favorite titles. Is arguably my favorite old school run to find. Like I just love everything about it. So I'm a little disappointed in that, especially because now it's 2025, and like I said, I had already circled that day for Valentine's Day to go out at night to watch it. So
yeah. But I do agree with Chip at 100%. We've said this before, and we'll say it over and over. I'll take quality over quantity any day. And if these delays, don't forget, there was a lot of, you remember there was that moment where a lot of the visual effects teams were saying Marvel, it's like abusive, man. It's like they're asking us to pump out content like crazy. Like if that's the case, man, I'll gladly take quality over just, pumping out content. And
don't forget Kevin on She-Hulk. You know what I mean? Like that's So, but I'd still watch She-Hulk over Moon Knight. Yeah, I said it. All right, let's shift gears from the delayed world or the delayed verse. Let's get into some. It seems like it's like the word of the night, symbiote stuff. But Sony is reportedly eyeing an October 2024 release date. So while Marvel came out and said, "Hey, we got to push everything. Sony's over here like, hey, we just did Spider-Verse. We just destroyed every record possible.
Hold on.
Three.
Hold on. Transformers beat Spider-Man this weekend at the box office by 5 million.
Wow. Yeah, but what they did, I think this was the biggest movie Sony's ever done. Yeah.
Biggest animated.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm not saying that, Venom 3 is going to touch any of those numbers because let's face it, Venom 1 and 2, I mean, you throw Morbius in there, this could be Venom 4. And this is coming from a guy that likes Venom. So don't anybody get mad or, throw rocks at me. But let's be honest, right? I'm excited for it. I wonder what they're going to do. I'm still kind of pissed that he just ate Carnage's head and then that was it.
Yeah.
Like, I still don't understand that, but in today's world, in today's cinematic universe, anybody could come back. So who knows? But you excited for this? And let's not forget, if this is coming out a year from now, that means everything's already been put in place. The casting, the writing, everything. Because I don't need to do the math for you guys, but that's over just a year and 2 months? July, August, September, October, November. So almost a year and a half away from now. So if they didn't have a script, if they didn't have, any issues, they wouldn't be coming out and saying this, right? So I thought that was kind of the big light bulb moment for me when I saw this. So usually where I tend to go with this stuff is the fact that we might be seeing some leaks coming out soon. whether it be casting, whether it be who they kind of go with as a villain or what kind of roles they're playing. So expect something in Eddie Brock's world to kind of spike and get that spec love again. Greg, you pumped for this?
Well, 2 was so disappointing that like I enjoyed number 1 though. I actually really thought it was pretty fun. But what we really want is Venom versus Spider-Man, right? And I just think I still don't think we're gonna see it yet. Maybe we get a tease of it or something like that. But that's what we really want to see. We want to see a Maximum Carnage movie, like one of those storylines. I'm scared what we are going to get. Like if we are just going to get more of the same, like the Madness would be okay. That kind of storyline now that he's kind of consumed Carnage or something like that. I think it's still too soon for anything like Null or Dylan. Maybe you get like, oh, this is my son at the end, Dylan. Like
how?
Like
How?
What do you mean?
Like some kid's just gonna show up, like 16,
no,
17
like he's gonna. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it. But sorry, go ahead, DC.
No, I was gonna say because I see what you're doing. The only thing is with Anne in the movie, clearly that didn't play out in Venom 2. So, well, not entirely.
I mean, she could have a kid and it be theirs, and they hide it. They could go that Maury route. You know, they got that at the end. The end credit is, you know, Eddie Brock's in the set, and he's like, "You are the father." You know, I don't know.
I know. I read that the girl from Ted Lasso, I forget her name. She's blonde.
I know who you're talking about. Yes.
She's been casted for this. Now it's getting a October release around Halloween, so I think that's very fitting for Venom. I'm trying to remember when was the last release dates for the other ones, if it was around the same time or not. But
I think it was like December or November. Yeah, I think it was the same time.
Could be, but I'm trying to think, like, this actress being casted, who can we possibly see her as? I would maybe a Scream, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they go that route, bring in some other characters from that Lethal Protector run. But story wise, looking now, I'm curious. You know, we last saw him in the MCU, and he jumped again, right? So where did he go to? I think we need to find out the gate of this movie where he is. So I think I have a few ideas, man. I don't even know if he ends up back in his universe.
What? But okay, let's connect the dots to what Greg was saying then.
Yeah.
With what you just said, he could end up in a universe where him and Anne are together again.
Possibly, but I don't know how that would work out. Now, what I really hope to see, and I've been saying this and campaigning it for the longest time, is that we finally get him with Andrew Garfield, and Andrew Garfield gets his alien fight. So if we got to see Spidey versus Venom, I think that would be awesome to see. But yeah, man, there's been already some other things, right? You haven't seen across the Spider-Verse yet, but there was a little thing in there that you'll spot when you get to watch.
Okay, well, don't spoil it, man. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I feel like hyper.
I kind of threw in a keyword there.
I feel like a hyper, where it's like, you know, a movie's been out for like 3 weeks and I haven't seen it yet, and we can't talk about it. So yeah,
terrible.
This is the first one that I'm behind, so I apologize.
But back to the movie Venom, like, I clearly don't have faith when it comes to Sony doing stuff with the character. You know, we have the Craven movie coming. Could we see something happen with that? Who knows? But
yeah.
It just seems like this. It's gonna, in my opinion, it's just gonna be. These are the characters that are gonna make up Sony's weird, Sinister Six. That's just the way I see it. Seeing what happened in Morbius, I think it's gonna be Morbius, Vulture, Venom.
No, Venom will not join that.
Craven, I think so. I think it could be.
They kind of have him, like, I don't want to say he's the full anti-hero. I feel like in this run so far, Venom's been pretty heroic.
Yeah. You could go like Space Venom. You could go
Venom 2099, something. I just feel like that's
No.
kind of the universe that they're trying to build, and not enough people are giving it credit. They're easy to just be like, no, that's not going to happen. But it's like, go literally. You don't even have to watch Morbius. Just go watch the end credit. What do they say? They're trying to build a team to go up against Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What other team do you know these villains get together and do? It's like Sinister Six. It doesn't have to follow the comics. Sony has all the rights to pretty much all the big names. So, I mean, they could do it whatever way they want. They don't have to follow Marvel's rules. They could just do whatever they want.
I'd love to see, like, kind of like what Rocksteady was saying, how, he pretty much ate Carnage's head. Maybe get that little sadistic side to Eddie Brock now, because we've seen even in the post credits within Spider-Man, he seems pretty uneasy. He seems unwell. So maybe that's the route they'll go. I think it would be awesome if we see him, like I said, up against a Spider-Man, hopefully Andrew Garfield, out the gate, and then by the end of the film, who knows? Maybe they're on the same side. So,
all right. Well, shifting gears.
Yes.
Let's talk about this, because I think, speaking on sides, we're all on the same side on this one. We're pretty pumped. And like we were talking about with video game stuff, with the success of Super Mario, this has gotta, I mean, if you don't think this is going to happen, you're out of your mind. This is definitely going to happen. I don't like the fact that, people who own this book are wanting an arm, a leg, a kidney, and like N90 masks. But hey, it is what it is. When you have something, you can ask for whatever you want. But this book has really gone up like crazy in the last year and a half, probably 2 years. It's getting to that point where it's like, hey, do you want a really good Silver Age book, or do you want Zelda 1? Like, Zelda. That's what that's what it's getting to.
Zelda.
Well, I don't know, man, because I'll take FF48 or ASM 129 over this any day.
No, for sure. I'm kidding. It's just because I've been hunting it for a year.
Yeah.
But,
well, Greg, haven't you been looking for this too? Isn't this one of the ones that you want to get?
I'd love it in my collection. Like, I just got a blip a couple weekends ago for my video game stuff. But Zelda would be way up there for me. But like you said, like, people, it's not a book that you look at and you don't know what you have. You're going to look it up, and it's almost like everybody in our age range has some sort of sentimental connection to Zelda. Whether you played Super Nintendo, whether you played like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, or even like newer, right? And I think that franchise is one of the biggest in video games, if you ask me. And I think the movie was just a matter of time, right? Like say what you will, like everybody loves Metroid, but I think the Zelda franchise is infinitely like bigger than that. And I think
Metroid would be next. Metroid would come next.
Yeah. There's going to be, I think as the movie approaches, more people are going to chase that book. And those books didn't hold value for a long time. So a lot of people didn't take as good of care of them. People weren't chasing them. And I think the people that were buying them were more like for nostalgic reasons, and then weren't really investors or collectors, and they would read it or whatever. So I think these video games are a little bit underrated. And it's a Valiant book too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So again, not even like one of the bigger producers at that time. So I'm excited for any sort of Zelda movie.
Listen, before BC makes his 2 cents, because I know he's probably the bigger fan of this than you and I. But I always, and I might have to go and relook at the cover. But I always thought the cover was a little lame, because every time I saw the cover, like just the depiction of Link, it just seemed off from like what we're used to or what I'm used to from the video game. Like I always used to think about Scrappy from Scooby-Doo.
To be honest, it kind of resembles the cartoon that had come out at around the same time. I don't know if you remember, there was the Super Mario cartoon, and then there was the Legend of Zelda. So that cover pretty much resembles that, which, yes, it looked totally off from the video games, but also at that point, the video games, well, we didn't really have the images we have now of Link and so forth within, when it dropped on N64 and so forth. So clearly his image changed along the way, and now look at him now. That's clearly Tears of the Kingdom. So changed a lot.
What?
Now, go ahead.
No, you finish. You finish.
It's gonna be a while.
That's what you said. Oh.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
You can
no,
tell we're Canadian, eh? No. Go ahead. No, you. No. You go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'm sorry. No, but just to touch on this project now coming to the big screen, Universal, dude. I look what Illumination did with Super Mario was so fitting. It was perfect. My only fear is, Zelda doesn't have that fun tone. In fact, when it comes to even video games, Link doesn't speak. Sometimes, like when he does speak back to characters within video games, even to this day, it's motions, right? They don't even put actual words. So I don't know how they're going to portray that now when it comes to the big screen. Super Mario is a fun family movie. Zelda's got a more serious tone. So, Super Mario surpassed over $100 billion in the box office. I think this is definitely going to, hit.
It's going to come close, but I don't see it beating it.
It's going to hit all the feels when it comes to fans like ourselves, those gamers and so forth that grew up with Zelda. These video games were just part of our lives, kind of like Super Mario. But Super Mario, I could have taken my kid. Zelda, when you get, Ganondorf and so forth, is it going to be kid friendly? We'll see. That's where they're going to have a harder line to cross, because Ganon, it's a different kind of villain, right? Bowser's just Bowser, and it's a different dynamic. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, am I pumped? 100%, but I would have liked to hear that maybe Illumination is not going to be handling this project. I love their work. I think it's incredible, very fitting for the Super Mario movie, but for Zelda, I kind of wanted to see something different. And I've said it before, the whole James Cameron Avatar style, I think that would be much better for this kind of a world, but we'll see if they have the budgets for it. I'm all for that.
That Avatar budget's not, the cheapest either.
So. No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go into our last piece.
So what I was going to say about Zelda,
sorry.
though, is that I looked up the census numbers for that Zelda #1 comic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are only 120 in 9.8. There are 102 in 9.6.
Now hold on.
Then it drops in 9.4. There's 66. Then it goes 55, 27 in a 9.0. So,
but there's different ones. There's different ones. There's the Canadian one. I think it's the 195. Then there was the second print, which was like 250 or something.
But I think the census involves all of those.
Okay.
So I think it's like looking at the numbers. There's not a lot graded out there.
I think a lot of people are still holding on to them, just not ready to grade. Like, let's be honest, we do the same thing, right? Like, even though we might think that something is coming, we still wait. It's not like we're grading it early. I don't know. I think the game's changed a little bit, especially with the CGC pricing or whatever grading company you use too. Like, it's just changed. People wait now.
But I also feel like those books were more, I don't want to say they were treated more like shit back in the day, Valiant and so forth.
They were, sure.
Kids. I feel like those books targeted kids.
Yeah.
But then again, I collected all kinds of comics as a kid, and I treated them all like shit. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, we all did. I had Tales of Suspense like nothing. Tales of Suspense 39. We were using it as toilet paper back in the day. But
no,
I'm just kidding. I thank God AOA's not here to hear that. All right, let's get into the last piece, guys. The show, we talked about it. This month is just a little heavy. Fast 10, Across the Spider-Verse. We got Transformers. We got The Flash coming out this week. Secret Invasion coming out next week on the 21st. But the director hints that there's major deaths in the series. Now, let's hold on a second here. Major deaths. If you look at the casting, the two that pop out immediately is Rhodey and Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Or the girl that was in How I Met Your Mother.
Maria
Hill. There we go. Those three are like the originals on there. I can't see them killing off Emily Clark right away because they kind of need her. They want her. unless they're going like the leader of the Scrolls or whatever that they're close with. Like maybe they go, but like I wouldn't think that that's a major death. I think a major death is Rhodey or Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Now Rhodey is already confirmed to be in the Ironheart show
And Armor Wars.
and
Yeah.
Armor Wars. So do I dare say it's Nick Fury? What do you think?
I wonder if Nick Fury's been dead for a while and he's been a Skrull over the last little bit or something like that. Samuel L. Jackson can only play him for so long, but he is such an integral part. So it'd be interesting what they decide to go with instead. And maybe that's the transition from Shield to Sword or whatever they're called. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be, you haven't heard a lot of chirping about this, of what's to come. And they've held it real tight. And it's a big cast, and it's heavily anticipated. And it looks dark. Like, I'm excited for it. So I'm okay if they kill off some characters. There is a lot right now, and these guys can't go forever. And if you're looking at the next movies that, like, we talk like 2026, 2027, like, where's Samuel L. Jackson going to be? You know, like, how much longer?
No, he's already what? Greg, I think we've done this before, but isn't he like 78 or something like that?
I don't think he's that old, but I think he's hovering around that 70-year-old mark.
EC, what do you think? I'm gonna Google this.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think anybody here that we see on this poster is gonna die. Clearly, if there's major deaths, it's gonna be someone else that we will see come within the series. Nick Fury within the MCU, we learned at the end of Far From Home, the one on Earth is a Skrull, and the actual Nick Fury, is in space. Remember when he was vacationing in front of the screen? So I don't think he's dead. There's clearly two of him, and there was a scene that came out recently. I think it was yesterday, where we see Nick Fury talking to Maria Hill, and she's telling him, like, you told me, you know, when it's time to take a step back, something along those lines, like to take a step back because, you know, you got to watch your footing. And if you're going to misstep, people are going to get hurt, something like that. And she was basically trying to tell him, like, you're missing your footing right now. Like, so I mean, it is possible that he does die, but I don't think they would go that route. I really think if someone's going to die, it's nobody on this poster. Kind of like what Newbie said, how, you know, Rhodey's got his own stuff coming, especially with Armor Wars. So I don't see that. None of these characters here. I mean, Maria Hill is not considered a major death, to be honest with you.
What I mean, right?
But given that she gave that speech and she was kind of warning him, like, hey, you're misstepping type thing, and, you know, you might cost people lives. There's a huge war going on. Maybe it's going to tie to her dying. He'll misstep, and who knows if it costs her life. So there's tons of possibilities, but I don't think it's anyone here on this picture. I think if anyone big dies, it's going to come as a surprise.
All right. Well, do you guys want to hear some breaking news?
How old is he?
Do you guys want to hear some breaking news?
Yeah.
All right. My old neighbor, the personal chef, his cousin works on the set of Secret Invasion.
Really?
No, man.
This sounds like one of those, like, Ant-Man scenarios. Yo, so I was talking to my brother, who was talking to a guy, who was talking
And he was like, hey, Poppy, you know what I'm talking about? No, here, listen. I just Googled what Samuel Jackson's age is. It is 74 years old. So he's 74 years old. And like Greg said, right? Like, so we're getting into 2027, 2028 and some of these movies and things like that. He can't do it forever. Maybe, you know, that transition from Shield to Sword, we finally get Abigail Brand, right? So maybe this is why he doesn't need the help of the Avengers. I think, you know, you got to remember too, Marvel's very methodical and precise when they put their trailers out and what the speech and what dialogue they give out. And the fact that, you know, now it makes sense. Like, after reading this and, like, you know, kind of, you know, getting lost in my own mind and connecting some of the dots, I was like, why is it that the first thing that comes out is, hey, you know, we're your Avenger friends? And he's like, no, this is the fight I gotta do on my own. right? Almost like, no, I gotta, so I don't know. I do think that it's goodbye for him.
That's also because he is responsible. He is responsible for the the Skrulls being on Earth type
100%. So I do think that I think it's him. I don't think there's deaths. I think it's just him or Talos. But I don't. Again, I wouldn't say that Talos is major because it's not like we've got a origin. It's not like we've got like we didn't not grow up because it's not like 2007 growing up, but like we didn't grow up with Talos. We grew up with Nick Fury. So if Nick Fury goes, it'd be major. If Rhodey goes, it'd be major. But again, I have a hard time believing they would kill Rhodey and then, oh yeah, by the way, he's in Armor Wars. Oh yeah, he's in Ironheart. Like it just makes no sense.
What I'm hoping to see, because so far the tone that we've seen, I'm sure you guys checked out that 5-minute preview.
No, I haven't. I want to go in dark with this. I don't want any spoilers or anything.
Well, dark definitely. It's got a suspense thriller vibe going to it. I think it's going to be one of the best series that Marvel drops. Just with the 5 minutes, I was so intrigued on what was going on. But I'm curious to know within the series who exactly was the cat who was a Skrull all this time, especially within the Avengers and so forth. I hope this series will touch on that, and I expect it will. And I think that's going to be cool is maybe things are happening and it's not even the actual character.
Yeah it's going to be interesting, man. Like again, this one's going to be dark. It's going to be interesting. I think this is the most hype I've had for a show since Loki. I think Loki and this one are probably the two that I think are probably the ones that I'm like, okay, how's this gonna go? How's this gonna work? So I'm looking forward to it. Again, even if you think this is shit, this is garbage, you don't care, guess what? You're gonna watch the Marvels when it comes out in November. You can say all you want about those characters. Guess what? You're gonna go watch. That's just the way it is. We got to watch all of these, right? So it's gonna be interesting. All right, guys, great show today.
Yes, sir.
17 minutes over what we usually go, but hey, that's okay. People like to listen and hang out, so I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, Mr. Rocksteady, Mr. Blakk Crown. With that, guys, as always, Rocksteady, I'll let you go first, man. Let the people know where they can find you. The guy that did the PowerPoint didn't put the information.
Yeah. Thanks, BC. No, you can find me on Instagram. That's mostly where I'm hanging out. Might be doing a couple appearances outside of the Newbieverse this week. So,
are they paying you money?
It's a surprise right now.
Justin doesn't want me on that show. He's getting everybody but me.
And then possibly Sunday, I might be dropping through the BC universe.
Oh baby,
who the
BC universe, baby?
The BCU.
I love it.
Wow.
The BCU.
Wow.
I think we found ourselves a new slogan here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. BC, now that you're famous, let the people know, man. Where can they find you?
They will find me in a spot on YouTube where fame is nowhere close to attached to my name. I just launched my channel, but yes, Blakk Crown Comics. Go subscribe, follow, and I'm like you just heard here, man. So there's some fine gentlemen who swing by every now and then. So I'm excited to hopefully have Rocksteady there this Sunday, and yeah, man, going through some fun stuff every Sunday night. So come check it out.
I wish people would ask me to go on their shows. I don't get asked anymore. I'm not cool.
Well, the last time I asked, you said no, bro. I work on Sunday nights. I'm like a busy guy. I make a lot of money.
He was painting his toenails.
I never said any of those things.
I have it here. He sent me a voice.
Yeah, but hey, is what it is. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out, guys in the chat and ladies. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you guys had some fun. Enjoy New Comic Book Day tomorrow. Remember, don't spoil Transformers. We didn't, mainly because we didn't have time. Don't spoil, across the Spider-Verse because, well, some of us didn't see it. And please don't spoil Flash this weekend. All right, if you're gonna go see it, try to avoid that. You don't want to be that person, that woman, that man, whatever. You don't want to be that human posting spoilers. All right, it's not worth the 50 likes. Trust me. So have fun. I'm gonna probably go see The Flash on Monday. You guys?
Saturday.
Saturday?
I don't know how quick I'm gonna see it.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
listen, dude, it's Father's Day weekend, so
Oh, that's right. Yes.
my wife better give me some me time. At one point, that's all I want.
Yeah, I hope my cat's taking me.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I hope Lola's got something for me.
Better.
Yeah. Fuck. All right, guys. Thank you so much. As always. Any last words?
Stay easy.
Buenas noches.
All right. Enjoy tomorrow, guys. Take care.
Uruguay sucks.
Wow.